Some people like the saying, don't sweat the small stuff. Well, when it comes to buying and selling used cars, my thought is more in line with Coach John Wooden, who said small things make big things happen. Join me in this edition of Bill's Guide, Buying and Selling Used Cars. Welcome to another edition of Bill's Guide, Buying and Selling Used Cars. I'm here today standing in front of a beautiful 1994 Ford F-150 4x4 with 58,000 original miles. Beautiful truck. It's been cleaned, it's been polished up as best as I can make it look, but there's something that could make it even better. Take a look at these headlights. You'll notice here, if you zoom in here, you'll notice that that headlight lens is not really clear. It used to be that headlights were all glass in the olden times. In modern vehicles, this lens is plastic. And plastic, like many things, oxidizes over time. And so they turn kind of a yellowish and then an orangish color over time. And they get to where they lose their transparency. And so they lose the ability to illuminate where you're going. I've talked to many people with oranged out, oxidized lenses, and I've said, how well do you see at night in this vehicle? And they say, not that well. And then I pointed out that this is the problem. So today what I'd like to do is to elevate the looks of this truck, actually add value to it by doing a simple procedure of cleaning the headlight haze. So to get started today, I want to show you a couple of products that you can use to make this a really easy job. If you want to work really hard, ignore this part. If you want to make it easy, follow along. So the first thing I want to say is that there are lots of different products on the market available. You've got Turtle Wax, you've got Formula One, Meguiar's. I do a lot of Meguiar's things. It's a good product. And here's one that I like also called Quicks Scratch Remover. I've tried lots of them and they all work sort of well. It all has to do with the amount of abrasiveness in the polishing cream. And these all work reasonably well, but I want to show you what I like to use this. These are both polishing compounds, both by Meguiar's. I don't get paid to put Meguiar's up, but they're both good products. And based upon the arrows that you see, is a higher level of abrasiveness in this product than in this one. And there are some where the arrow goes all the way to the top. They work great. They're not made specifically for lenses, but they work great. Now, there's one other thing you have to keep in mind. If you have really oxidized lenses, you might have to start with emery cloth. Now, for those of you who are a lot younger than me, emery cloth is what you use for wet and dry sanding. And it's going to be something that might be starting at a 400 level of sandpaper or sanding cloth that you would use wet, 600, 800, 1,000, 1,200, 1,500, 2,000. And the larger the number, the finer the material. I have done lenses like this in the past where I've had to start with a 600 sandpaper, wet. And it leaves scratches, but it takes all the oxidation off. Then you graduate up to a finer and finer paper till you get 12, 1,500, and you're left with some very minor scratches. And then something like this takes out those minor scratches. And if it doesn't, then certainly something like this will take out those minor scratches. That's only in really bad cases. We don't have that kind of a situation today. Something else to keep in mind is what are you going to use to get it off? So what I have here is just a Bosch dual action DA sander. And there's a number of polishing pads that you can buy for these, all with a different level of abrasiveness on here. Stick them right on there and they will not heat up the way this guy will. And this guy is awesome, but you got to keep it moving. And if you don't keep it moving, you will lose paint on your car if you're polishing your car, or something like this does not get as hot as quickly. Like it. I've used it. So with that in mind, the next step is going to be to get the truck ready for polishing so that when you're done and not having to start over cleaning polish off the rest of your car. So we'll come right back and we'll do that in a moment. So I've set it up so that it'll be quick to do and really help with the cleanup. When you start to use any kind of a cutting compound that's damp, you're going to go splattering everywhere. It's going to be like centrifugal force throwing out beads of white creamy stuff, and you don't want that on your hood of your truck. You don't want that everywhere here. So I've tried to cover it up so it's going to minimize any problem with cleanup. I've even masked out with painter's tape the lens itself. We're going to start off with using the Hitachi. I've already put some cutting cream on here. That's the Turtle Wax. Going to get my safety glasses, and we're going to smear it around, and we're going to go for it. Speed up as I go. Let's see what we have so far. That was just about a minute or less. Let's see what we think. I think there's an improvement, but we're not there yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a little more aggressive compound, and I'll be right back. I'm going to go with a little heavy. It's way better than it was. I can already see the difference between this one and the other lens. I'm going to go with this other product I like a lot. Again, it's made for doing paint on your car, but it works great with this. It's even available, of all places, at Harbor Freight at the best price I've seen. All right, it's looking way, way better. All right, let's take a look at this one. Zoom in a little here, and then let's take a quick walk over to the other side and see the difference. Do you see a difference here, cameraman?
Looking good.
All right.
Back out and you can see it side by side.
Yeah. And that took probably, what, a minute total to clean that off versus that one. Now I'm going to spend a little time on this after we finish filming. I want to take it to a little bit nicer level. It'll probably take me another 5 minutes. But I just want to point out to you all that something like this you can easily do. You don't have to spend too much money. These products are pretty inexpensive. You can pick up a DA for, I don't know, $75. I think I spent on that Hitachi years ago, I think I spent 85 bucks on it. Maybe you can get one for 100 now, I don't know. Or you can just do it the old-fashioned way and not pay for a gym membership. Just rub, you know, and you'll probably do okay. I kind of prefer this way these days. It's a little faster. So with that then, I'm going to go ahead and finish this up, take the covers off, and do the other side, and we'll be done for the day. Again, this is Bill Rosen with Bill's Guide, Buying and Selling Used Cars. Hope that you had a good experience watching today. Please take the moment and like and subscribe. Really appreciate that if you would. Tell your friends, okay? We'll see you next time.